If there's ever a film that could take the phrase less is more any more literally, then it has to be Undertone. This unheard of, new, wildly bland Canadian horror movie. I'm just saying, I walked out of the theater myself rather disappointed. I had more questions than answers, which is fine, as many movies do leave you with such, but, they could have followed through at least one of them. I was honestly thinking that it was going to have some crazy third act twist the entire time, like in Hereditary, like mom's crawling on the walls and shit, but nope, it's just noise, just static. But Undertone follows Evie, who is stuck at home as her mother's caretaker as she's contracted something, and it's never actually explained what she has, but it's been a few days since she stopped speaking and eating. But you would think there'd be more frequent nurse visits for her mom, but the only scene we get with any type of medical professional is them just kind of saying, well, hopefully she gets better or she won't. I mean, it's pretty grim, but with no comfort, no support, just medication and good looks, Evie isn't too thrilled, and she clearly has a life of her own, though I guess she just wants to live, because shit, you wouldn't believe she has anything to do at all day. She has no job. They don't show her at work. She has no friends. She only goes out once, never has people over at all. Apparently she has a boyfriend she's been with for whoever knows how long. And the guy doesn't even seem remotely concerned even about her mom. So, I mean, I don't know what the fuck she does all day. One thing that Evie does do is host a podcast with seemingly her only friend, Justin. The Undertone podcast, of course. That's the name of the film. But they're your basic horror podcast where they discuss tales and supernatural happenings, ghost stories. Evie plays the skeptic while Justin is the believer, but with probably the best podcast voice ever. Absolute A+ on his voice, and they never even show him. The roles they play are very much their online personas, as you don't even really get to know much about Evie herself, except that her mother used to pray with her every night and got a super Christian mom. And you absolutely learn, like I said, jack shit about Justin. You don't even see his face. I don't even think they mentioned the mom's name. But so one night, Justin brings up that he came across something new. Some anonymous fan sends him 10 audio files in a single email. So they decide to play the files for their recording live to actually get the authenticity of their reactions of what they're listening to. But the audio files are recordings of a supposed couple dealing with possessions of sorts from some demon you learn takes over mothers with or expecting children. A children-eating mama demon. But upon Evie learning that she's also pregnant, she then becomes susceptible to this demon, I guess. Apparently the mother had always wanted to pray for her daughter, so it's assumed that maybe the mom even knew about this demon, but she can't speak, and she doesn't speak through the entire movie, so you will not know, Evie doesn't know. It's just fucking genuinely vague. It's outrageous. So as they begin listening to the audio files, it's almost as if Evie forgets that she's even on a podcast. But also, you'd think of all the shit that they've covered, some of it had to have freaked her out at some point prior to having this, full-on meltdown over hearing just people freak out on an audio file that probably isn't even real. Plus she's going back and forth with, now she's, freaking out over being pregnant, and then she's, freaking out over the fact that her mom's dying, and that maybe it's her fault for never being there for her mom when her mom initially got sick. But it's a lot. So it's implied that the demon just started poltergeisting her the minute her and Justin started playing those recordings, which it also probably started doing the same to Justin as well. Supernatural happenings start beginning all around the house, and it's girl, run around. She always walks up to a disturbance, slowly opening doors, listening for movement clearly after hearing something. It's why are you being so nonchalant about hearing things in a house where you are the only person that should be there with your mom, who is technically comatose? I mean, I'd be running around with a fucking bat kicking doors open left and right. And as things start getting even more weird as they continue through the recordings, Evie just starts to lose it. I mean, why she doesn't have at least someone over or have someone on standby to call and to calm her down, is beyond me. Then her mother suddenly starts seemingly sleepwalking, or maybe it's the physical manifestation of this demon, Abazu, right? And then the recording culminates in the girl being possessed in it, chanting, "Come in, Abazu," which backwards is Uzabanimuk. And she just keeps repeating that, and it's, I guess, scary, the undertones of the audio or I don't know, I don't get it, right? Which apparently then allows the demon to fully possess its victim, and if you're listening to it, it lets the demon into your domain, I guess, So how it even becomes attached to someone in the first place isn't really explained at all. So, I mean, we'll just say it's through sound. But in the end, the demon seemingly takes over both Evie and Justin, leaving their fates outrageously ambiguous, right? The movie cuts to black after a full-on poltergeist freak out in Evie's house, her mom becoming possessed. I mean, it was just such a letdown to not see anything. No aftermath of either podcast, or not even a glance at who sent the files to them. Some person just showing them close the laptop after sending the files and being like, man, I survived at least, right? I mean, at least give us more context into Justin's fate of what might have happened to him, because he wasn't pregnant, nor was it ever implied that he had a kid. Even the fates of the couple on the audio files, like I said, it's just all left to interpretation, as that ends abruptly too. I mean, it was honestly like you're watching two movies, and it's frustrating because the one that you're watching is just kind of boring. But Undertone was a perfect example of how less is not always more, nor is it better, especially for a theatrical release. If it went straight to streaming, it would have definitely been better, but it definitely did sound better in theaters, because if it was just on, Hulu or Shudder or whatever, you would succumb to your TV. But using it in a movie theater, it just really helped with the sound. It's loud, it's grand, so your senses are already expelled. So again, voices, murmurs, mumbles, statics, happenings, you really feel it. So they did nail it with the premise and what the title of the movie was about, but it was kind of bullshit that it was the name of their podcast. Plus, every time she puts her headphones on, you only hear what she hears, and like it muffles once she put the headphones on. It just becomes silence. But again, that's why I would not be in a quiet house doing a horror podcast, right? I'd have lights on. I'd have some mood music on. I would have, I don't know. I would be fucking prepared. I wouldn't just be walking around everywhere. I'd be running around. I'd be having something in my hands. I'd be turning lights on, kicking doors open. What the fuck? Front door open, ready to get the fuck out just in case, right? And even if I have to leave my mom, I'm sorry, right? I'll come back for you. I mean, she can't move anyway, so she's technically dead weight. So sorry, not sorry, mom. Yeah, Undertone just wasn't it for me. Another movie with the trailer showing people getting scared by literally just hearing things. Right? But what they were seeing was nothing but stillness. I mean, everyone gets scared by different things. If you're into obscure horror tropes and movies like A Quiet Place, this movie will definitely pique your interest. I mean, it piqued mine, because I just thought it was going to have something more to do with sound and all these like undertones and the hidden meanings of songs, because they're just constantly looking up things throughout the movie. But still, I always thought it was, at least if you ever went blind or deaf, it would be horrible. But I would rather go blind than deaf, because seeing, is believing, but you could believe whatever you want to believe still. But with your ears, you just, sound is a beautiful thing, and music is a beautiful thing, and just, it was interesting to have a horror movie stand on this premise. But Whistle already came out, and I feel like that movie did sound a bit better. Anyway, this has been Ghost is Great. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace. As I take off my headphones.